If you're watching this video, please send help. I'm taking refuge at 365 Boulevard. I don't know how much longer I have before they get in.
Come on, have my baby. Oh, give it to me, Daddy. Oh,
I just wanted to live a better life.
I'm fertile.
I didn't know it would come to this. First, it started out simple. Increased happiness, lower levels of stress and anxiety, and an overall appreciation for life. After just about a week, I was able to focus and find the motivation to conquer and tackle all of my goals in the gym, in the studio, my podcast, acting, modeling. I was full of purpose, and I felt as though I had been reborn. That's when things started getting weird. Because at about 3 weeks, I picked up a new skill. A treat sure would bust right now.
Who said that?
Frightened by the thought of a hungry intruder inside of my home, I grabbed the nearest weapon to protect myself.
Who's there? I'm warning you, I'm wielding the power of 1,000 ancestors right now. You don't want to fuck with the chancla.
This catnip got me mad faded, bro. I got the munchies.
Catnip? Is that what they're calling it these days? Show yourself, you hungry junkie!
Uh-oh. I may have taken too much. Can this motherfucker hear me right now?
Nug? Is that you?
Well, I'll be damned. I never thought your horny ass would make it this far. Congratulations! You can talk to animals now. It's true.
What?
Yeah! You unlocked that power 3 weeks into NoFap. Man, this is so cool. How should we celebrate? I know. How about a treat? Yeah, I'd love a treat. These are fantastic.
These treats are bussin'.
Hey, you need to get your ass on Chewy, order more of these. And it only got weirder from there. They say after an extended period of semen retention, your body will eventually release it in your sleep. But something different happened in my sleep. That's not what got me into this predicament. Things took a turn when I had finally made it to a full month of NoFap and unlocked the benefit that many men would kill for: women's attraction. And it started out innocent. I noticed a woman glancing at me at the gym or at the grocery store. All this attention very quickly became unsettling. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me get that for you. Aren't you... I'm sorry, do I know you? Okay, then who are you?
I'm yours, silly.
Oh, what the... This woman was relentless, like she was possessed.
Fuck me! Fuck me! Fuck me!
Feral witch!
But she wasn't the only one. They all were.
I can't. I'm fertile.
I felt like Justin Bieber. I couldn't even leave this place without getting swarmed by sexy singles in my area. That was 69 days ago. I've been locked up in here ever since, fighting for my life to not blow a load. Send help, please. This was so dramatic, bro. This is so extra. But that's what your Floral Papa does. That's what your Floral Papa does here, bro. No fap and semen retention. We're getting into it, dog. We are getting into it. But before we begin, I'm your Floral Father. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you make it to the end of this video, you learned something, you laughed, or you were mildly entertained, be sure to homicide the like button, teabag that fucking bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. Fellas, what are we doing? We still jacking off?
Stop it. Get some help.
I feel like a lot of YouTubers or Reddit or whatever it is that you hear about NoFap, they claim some very large, exaggerated benefits. They claim that you're gonna be able to like see through walls or break through the sound barrier or talk to animals, for example. I personally have been doing NoFap since around 2018 is when I discovered this idea and this concept. And ever since then, I've kind of been on and off of NoFap up until now. My longest streak ever has probably been around 6 months, but now I'm at a point where the willpower is set in place. So when I do get an urge, I like to channel that into something completely different. I like to channel that into fitness and the gym. I like to channel that into this YouTube channel. I like to channel it into my podcast, into a lot of things that add value to my life. It's such a powerful energy. I think wasting it is a big detriment to not only your mental health, but just your growth as a man and your development. I moved to Los Angeles to become an actor. Instead of applying myself and getting an agent or going to auditions or signing up for, you know, backstage casting networks, whatever websites were out there, I kind of just was like, okay, well, I want to be an actor, but I never did anything about it. And I just went and I got a valet job. I got 2 valet jobs. I was working 2 valet jobs at the same time. I was really not happy with my life, man. I was grateful to be alive, but I wanted more. At the time, I could get girls to sleep with me, but none of them stuck around and I couldn't get that intimate relationship or that intimate bond to form. I drank a lot back in the day. I partied a lot back in the day, and that's when a lot of those hookups would happen. But when I was sober, I wasn't confident in myself. I couldn't talk to women. I couldn't approach women. I couldn't do anything. So if I saw a beautiful woman, I would just kind of like sit there creepily and stare and then go home and jack off. Finally got to the point where I was fed up. I didn't realize at the time that a lot of the reasons I was feeling unmotivated back in the day, I just blame it on like, oh, I'm tired from work. I realized now that there's science and there's data behind a lot of this stuff. The overstimulation from porn and masturbation completely spikes your dopamine, but when it comes back, it falls below baseline. When it falls below baseline, the more you frequent this activity, the less motivated you're gonna feel. This is your goal, right? Acquiring an actual partner to have sex with. It's getting into a relationship. It's finding a beautiful woman to grow and nurture a relationship with. You think that goal is so far away. You're afraid to reach that goal. So instead you're like, I can get this fake sense of validation. I can get this fake sense of sexual gratification. I can get this fake sense of intimacy on my screen. But it's not real, guys. It's not real, but our brains have not developed far enough to disassociate that this is not real life. This is a computer screen. In your brain's primitive mind, your brain is like, oh my God, we're the top G, bro. We're having sex with all these beautiful girls, but it's not real. Andrew Huberman, who's this amazing neuroscientist, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of him. I watched a podcast with him and he had this amazing quote where he said, our screens, as in phone screens and stuff, he said, our screens are in reality, but what's in our screens is not reality. And I think that's such a bar, man, because porn isn't real. It's amplified and glorified and it's all novelty. All that novel stimulus, the more you frequent it, it elevates and it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And even if you started off with good intentions watching porn, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna watch Mormon porn where it's completely missionary and the girl has her top on and you can't really see anything, bro. Over time, it's gonna elevate to some insane shit. Borderline atrocities, bro. I'm not king shaming anyone if that's what you're into, but if that's what you're into, wouldn't you want to experience that in real life? Isn't that far more gratifying? Anyways, back to my original topic. This is your goal still, and you keep going towards this fake intimacy. It just keeps driving you lower in terms of motivation. So now you were here, now you're here, and you're even less motivated to reach that goal. You're even less motivated to want to get there. And so you're like, man, it's so far away, I'm never gonna get there. Your mind starts to become a negative place because you don't have the dopamine or the motivation, but you still have that want and that urge to get here. But now you're even farther away and you're like, fuck, man, I'm never gonna get there. I guess I got to keep resorting to this to get that sense of gratification, satisfaction, whatever it is. And you hit it and you drop lower. And it becomes a vicious cycle where this is your goal, but you're just driving yourself further and further and further and further away from your goal, that eventually it leads to depression, it leads to anxiety, it leads to being socially uncalibrated, bro. You're awkward as fuck. Don't pick up on social cues. You're just kind of weird to be around. And something I heavily believe in is energy. Your vibrations and the energy you bring into social interactions and into public settings can be felt. One of your friends comes to you and you can tell they're kind of down and they're kind of sad about something. You feel that. You pick up on that right away. And after being around them for a certain time, it drains your energy and you kind of start to be sad. But when you're around someone that's like positive and happy and very vibrant, the people that are around them pick up on that, and then they, as a byproduct, as a result, their energy gets picked up and lifted. A lot of people say that one of the benefits of NoFap is women attraction, that women are just gonna like, oh, be in love with you and like, just because they can tell like, oh, he hasn't jacked off for 2 weeks, I'm in love with him. I don't necessarily think that's how that works. I think it's something along the opposite lines. Women can feel desperate energy. They can feel creepy energy. They can feel if you're being a fucking weirdo. It's like a defense mechanism. They're watching out for themselves, making sure that they're gonna be okay from someone that means danger or harm or anything. And even if you don't want to harm them, but you're still giving off a creepy energy, you're not someone they're gonna wanna associate with. Another thing that porn does is it over-sexualizes women. So even when you go out and you see a normal girl, in the back of your mind, you're thinking about all these atrocious acts you wanna do to that girl. You're thinking about how you only want her for sexual gain, for sexual satisfaction, when you have to remember that women are people too. They have feelings, they have goals, they have ambitions, they have dreams. They are alive and conscious just like you are. Really indulging in the whole pornographic activity and stuff kind of depreciates the way you look at women. And they sense that and they feel that, and they're just gonna run the other way. Is a woman gonna feel more comfortable? Let's say you're at the gym, creepily from across the gym, just fucking staring at her do squats and drooling out the mouth and licking their lips and being fucking weird. And then when she looks at you, you look directly at the floor because you don't even have the confidence or anything to be a fucking man and look her back in the eye or smile or something like a normal person would. Or is she gonna find the other guy that's more attractive, that isn't checking her out, isn't staring at her, is aware she's there, but he's focused on his goal. He's focused on his growth. He's focused on himself. And then if they do make eye contact, he can hold eye contact. Like I said, high vibrational energy. He's a positive guy. He can smile, let her know that he's doesn't mean any harm. He's not going to do anything fucking weird. He's a normal guy. She smiles back. That lets you know, like, she's more open for this guy to approach. She's more open for this guy to come over and talk to her. He doesn't have that desperate energy about him. She's going to be attracted to that. She's going to pick up on that. And she's going to be much more open to advances from that guy than the fucking weirdo. Back in the day when I used to jack off, like I said, I wasn't confident at all. Unless I was drunk or in a club setting or a party setting. I'd put women on a pedestal. They were like this like unattainable creature, you know? It was like I was trying to like crack the Da Vinci Code on like how to get a girlfriend. This is so insane. Like, how do you do it? And you really do it, and this is gonna sound counterintuitive, by focusing on your damn self, bro. Because there is nothing more attractive than somebody who has purpose, is driven, is motivated, and is on their own quest to grow as a person and to bring value to other people's lives. That's so sexy. Yeah, you can fake confidence, but it's smoke and mirrors, and people are going to see through that so quickly. One of the best tools that helped me gain confidence is reaching milestones and crushing goals and hitting accolades in my life that I set out for myself. In 2018, when I didn't have anything, bro. I didn't have any money. I was working 2 valet jobs, moved to LA to be an actor, and I wasn't doing anything to act. So when I discovered NoFap, I remember I told myself, let's try this out. Let's see what happens. I went on about a 3-month streak of no masturbation and no porn. And in that 3-month streak, I was like, you moved out here to be an actor, fucking do something about it. I started applying myself, and I started reaching out to agencies and sending emails, going to open calls and doing all this stuff. And I got turned down by every agency in Los Angeles, pretty much. Every agency under the fucking sun gave me a no or left me on red, ghosted my ass. They were like, we're really interested, never heard back. I'd follow up, never hear anything back. And eventually, I did get signed to a commercial and modeling agency. I felt a little more confident just signing to the agency. I was like, oh shit, I'm like represented now. That's kind of cool. Like, a lot of people dream they can do that. There's a lot of people all over the country, all over the globe really, that want to become an actor and are always like asking like, how do you get signed? And like, I just did it. That was cool. And then they sent me out to my first audition. And I remember I went to the audition, bro. It went well. And then I remember I'm at work, just parked the car. I hang up the keys in the little lockbox that we had. And my agent calls me and she's like, hey, so congrats on your first booking. You book Coca-Cola, it shoots these days, we'll email you all the information, congrats, hangs up. And I texted her right after that and I was like, hey, just curious, like how much does this job pay? And she goes, $5,000. And at the time, bro, I had never even fathomed that amount of money. I'd never seen that amount of money in my life. I'd never seen that amount of money in my bank account, for that matter. And I was shook, bro. It was so cool to see what could happen if I applied myself. What could happen when I was motivated, when I was driven, when I was hungry for something. And when I was focusing on myself, when I took matters into my own hands and said, hey, I got to create my future. That was my first real bout of confidence. Confidence is earned. It was a real goal that I had set out. And now I got to the point where I had reached that goal. To bring this back onto the lines of porn and masturbation. Porn and masturbation distracts you from any goal that you have. Also, I think just the act of watching porn is so fucking cuck, bro. It's so cuck. It's demasculating almost. When you're scouring until you find that perfect video, that perfect girl that has your perfect preference in body, face, whatever it is, she arouses you the most. And you click on her for a reason. And then when you're watching the video, it's someone else fucking her. It's someone else fucking the girl that you wish you could be fucking. That's so cuck. Instead of focusing on yourself and motivating yourself to go attract that woman in real life or someone like her, attract women like that into your life, you'd rather just take the easy coward's way out and just watch her get fucked by another man. That dude's cucking the shit out of you, bro. Like that's so just cuck behavior. And when I break down porn like that, when I think about it like that, I'm like, I don't want to be that fucking guy. Dr. Andrew Huberman says this a lot. When you watch too much porn, you get used to the satisfaction of watching other people have sex. That cuck behavior I was talking about earlier. You get aroused by watching other people have sex. So when you actually go to have sex, first person POV yourself, you're not aroused by it. You have no interest in it because you have trained and accustomed your body to only get off by watching others perform the act rather than you be a part of the act. And you don't want to live like that either, bro. That's menace behavior. That's that's weirdo shit, dude. I feel like a lot of problems regarding sexual performance also come from porn and masturbation. If you do it a lot, there's guys that are so young, bro, so young, late teens, early 20s, you should not be getting erectile dysfunction, but because of that high levels of novel stimulus, when you are in a real sexual encounter with a woman, it just doesn't arouse you, bro. Doesn't arouse you, so you can't even get hard. The woman's gonna feel like it's her fault. You're gonna feel like less of a man, bro, because you're gonna be like, oh my God, I can't perform, I can't even do this, because you're not aroused, because you are watching the most heinous acts. It can lead to a bunch of performance issues, which happened to me, bro. I remember in 2020, like peak of the pandemic, bro, everyone's locked in, so you have no human interaction or anything. So I imagine websites like the Hub and everything, their traffic went way up. Their views, their everything went way up, skyrocketed, bro. Business was booming because there was no actual human interaction or engagement. And so I was partaking a lot during that time. And then I remember when the first opportunity came up to hook up with a girl. Beautiful girl, bro. Beautiful fucking girl. And we're going at it and I couldn't get up. I literally couldn't get hard, bro. And I was like, what's happening? You feel bad because you're like, this girl is gorgeous. She wants it. Like we're in the mood and like nothing. And it's fucking embarrassing, bro. It really is embarrassing. And you're not going to sit there and explain like, oh, sorry, I watched too much porn. So like, I think you're hot, but like, you're not hot enough for this interaction right now. You know, like that's so embarrassing. You're not going to explain that. You got to make some shit up like, sorry, I'm nervous. You don't want to say you're nervous either because you look like a bitch, bro. Cutting out porn and alcohol were probably two of the best things for my social skills, because cutting out alcohol meant I didn't have a crutch or something to fall back on to alleviate any social anxiety or social pressure that I was feeling. I was forced to just be normal and to talk to people in a normal, sober state of mind and learn and pick up social skills like that. Being able to have good social skills is so attractive, bro. And that's something you're not gonna get by staying home and just jacking off all the time, bro, because you don't go outside. You don't get that real life experience. And if you don't build that experience, you're putting yourself behind. You're putting yourself behind everybody else. Think about all the qualities and attractiveness and everything that you want in a partner. Now become that. And that's how you're gonna attract that. If you want a beautiful woman who takes care of herself and is down to earth, genuine, is someone you could see yourself starting a family with, mother of your kids, ticks all the boxes, isn't going around giving herself to everybody or doing all this degenerate shit, You have to become that. Also, if you fold and you do jack off, don't beat yourself up entirely. Feel bad. You deserve to feel bad, but don't beat yourself up incredibly. You just get up, dust yourself off, get back in the race, and keep pushing forward, man. That's kind of my thoughts on NoFap. That's my experience on NoFap. As always, guys, I'm sending love and positive energy your way. Mwah. Okay, bye.